In the quiet city of Owerri, there once lived a small family whose life looked ordinary from the outside. A mother, father, three children, two girls and a boy. Their home was not rich, but it was warm. The woman, whose name was Amara, believed she was married to a good man. She woke before dawn, swept the compound, cooked meals, bathed her children, and waited for her husband to return from work every evening. She did everything a devoted wife should do, and she did it with love. For years, nothing seemed wrong, until one evening her husband came home with a woman. He introduced her calmly. "This is my cousin," he said. Amara welcomed the woman without suspicion, for that was the kind of woman she was. Kind, trusting, simple-hearted. She prepared food for both of them. She gave the visitor the best sleeping mat. She treated her like family. Every single day Amara cooked for her husband and the woman he called his cousin. They ate together, while Amara ate later with her children. Sometimes she wondered why the cousin stayed so long. Sometimes she noticed how her husband looked at her, but she swallowed her thoughts, because good wives do not accuse, because good wives endure. What Amara did not know was that that woman was not a cousin. She was her husband's lover. And worse, the woman did not only come to share her man, she came with darkness in her heart. Slowly, strange things began to happen. Amara would wake up tired, even after sleeping all night. She started forgetting small things. She began hearing whispers when no one was around. At first, she thought she was stressed. Then the dreams started. Dreams where someone stood at the foot of her bed. Dreams where her body felt heavy. Dreams where she could not scream. The woman who called herself cousin would watch her quietly, always smiling. Amara started growing weak. She would talk to herself. She would stare into space. She would cry for no reason. Neighbors began whispering, "She is losing her mind." But nobody asked why. Nobody looked deeper. One morning, Amara collapsed. She could no longer recognize her own children. That was when her husband decided she was a problem. Not a wife, not the mother of his children, just a problem. Instead of seeking help, he packed her clothes, packed the children's clothes, and took them to the village. He left them there. No money, no food, no explanation. He returned to the city to his new wife. In the village, life became a slow death. Amara's sickness worsened. She wandered aimlessly. She spoke in broken sentences. She sometimes screamed at shadows. The children watched their mother disappear. Their mother who once sang while cooking. Their mother who once braided their hair with care. Now gone. Villagers did not understand mental illness. They called it madness. They called it possession. They said she was dangerous. Her husband's brothers decided the solution. They locked her inside a small room. They chained her legs. They said it was for her safety. But safety for who? Inside that dark room, Amara sat in her own filth. Cold, confused, alone. Her children were allowed to see her sometimes. They would stand at the doorway, calling softly, "Mama." Sometimes she looked at them, sometimes she didn't. No one treated her. No one tried to find what caused it. No one questioned the woman who came and went with smiles. Years passed. The children grew up with scars nobody could see. Scars from watching their mother rot while still alive. Scars from knowing their father chose another woman. Scars from knowing truth came too late, and the truth eventually surfaced. The woman who claimed to be a cousin was never related. She was the side chick. People whispered about charms, about rituals, about jealousy. But whispers cannot reverse damage. By the time the truth reached the village, Amara was already gone. Not dead, but gone. Her mind never returned. Some stories do not end with justice. Some stories do not end with apologies. Some stories exist only as a warning. A warning about blind trust. A warning about wickedness disguised as family. A warning about men who abandon the women who built them. And in a worry, people still talk about the woman who served food to the woman destroying her life.